These are the Wizard NR100 frames. They retail for around $400 US. They're UFS and are designed for 100mm wheels. They are machined out of a solid piece of aluminum, which makes them extremely solid, but more expensive than other frames. What makes the Wizard frames unique is their natural rocker. While most frame systems place the wheels in a straight line, the NR100 provides a unique rocker. This allows for more maneuverability than expected with such a long wheelbase. I set them up on my Seba CJ skates with some mushroom blading 100mm undercover wheels, and took them out in my neighborhood to see how they felt.
These things feel great. They really feel great. Just for skating, you know? The coastability of a 4x100 is amazing. I mean, you can see right now I'm not really going downhill much, but I'm just floating. The wheelbase, it does feel a bit shorter than the R100, I think. It's really hard to tell though. They still feel long. It does feel like I'm, just on a straight line. Kind of like how I had imagined a ski would be. I don't ski, so I don't know for sure, but this is what I imagine a ski would be like. But on that straight line, it feels great. Super responsive, able to turn easily, no problems there. The ride is nice and smooth. So one thing that, I struggled a little bit with the K2R100 was the length of the frame for crossovers. And I'm still getting that. They're just long frames. I mean, that's fine. But I do a lot of crossovers. It really means that I have to change my skating style in order to ride longer frames. Again, I don't know that that's a bad thing. I change my skating style when I do my trail skates. But the question for me is always where do these big wheels fit into my skating style, They're not for grinds, they're not for distance, so they're in that middle, which I don't really skate that much. 4x100 goes fast. So these streets are newly paved. You really can't get a better, smoother surface. And that little hill, man, it was fun. Landing little gaps and stuff with these feels pretty solid. If I could say, much more solid than the 4x80s that I had with the Kaiser Arrows. The wheelbase being longer means there's a little bit more room for me to land. I'm a size 10.5. I think this is a size 10 Seba. So I need a little bit more wheelbase. If my foot is 28.5 centimeters long, the 24.3 that I get with a Kaiser Arrow or similar 80mm wheels just isn't enough for me. I need something a little longer. Doesn't feel like I'm that much higher. I'm definitely taller. I'm used to skating, my 56mm wheels on them skates. Because there's no sole plate for these Sebas, it feels lower than it should. I don't think that sole plate is much more than, 6, maybe 8 millimeters. but it makes a difference. I definitely feel more responsive, more like, I don't know, more like just standard skates. You know, I don't feel like I'm on platform shoes or anything like that. One thing that I can say is that they feel really stable. Like I feel confident going backwards, doing airs, things like that. I don't have any issues, and I think that has to do with the rocker. You know, before with the R100s, I was banana rockered, which means that primarily the middle two wheels hit the ground. Here, you know, it's that natural rocker, so I'm kind of teetering between the last three and the first three, and that makes a big difference. You know, I feel very stable on these skates. I'm not able to do any of the Wizard stuff yet. I haven't tried, you know, the Gazelles and Lions and stuff. I'll do that another time, but I'm gonna try some slides.
Over the next month, I skated the Wizard frames as often as possible. I started to really appreciate the added performance I was getting from the bigger wheels. And the natural rocker made doing flatland tricks effortless. The Wizard NR100 frames are a lot of fun to skate. The big wheels make skating over any terrain effortless, and the natural rocker allows for better wheel control for flatland tricks. The solid ride you get with a carbon Seba boot is impossible to beat. I found the wheelbase to be a bit too long for me to comfortably skate the way that I skate. With my background in ice hockey, I love to do fast crossovers. While these were easier to do with the Wizards versus the K2 R100 frames, I still found myself catching on the wheels from time to time. The frames are heavier than any other frame on the market, weighing in at 432 grams per frame. Add that to the Seba boot, already fairly heavy by themselves, and the skates end up feeling a bit sluggish for me. I think I'd get used to it if I switched to them full time, but swapping between aggressive skates, trail skates, and these skates is a noticeable difference. There is no feeling like skating Wizards on a Seba carbon boot, and I've heard it's even better with an Intuition liner. But you're looking at spending over $1,000 for that complete setup. If you want the best and don't mind paying a premium for it, give them a try. Personally, I don't feel that I'm a good enough skater to justify the high price of these frames, and have a hard time recommending them for most skaters.